Every innovation first began with an idea. Welcome to Tech Founders Stories, where passion meets innovation. The platform where visionary founders share their inspiring journeys. From struggles to successes, they reveal the secrets behind their innovative ventures. Join us as we uncover the stories behind the startups that shape our world.
I'm Ngozichukwu Uzoigwe, founder of Nuvic 5M Tech Solutions Limited. And I grew up all my life in Lagos. My primary school was St. Mary's, and we're actually celebrating our centenary now. And then I went over to Federal Government Girls College, Akure, for my secondary school. And then I went back to Lagos. Couldn't do without Lagos. Went back to Lagos for my university, did my first degree there, I worked with Wavecrest College of Hospitality, and eventually I landed with the NIIT a Tech Solutions outfit. Then I worked with New Horizons International, Nigeria, and then I relocated to Enugu, and the rest is history. In fact, when I came to Enugu, I met some amazing people. Somebody I must mention here is Udoka Otubelu. I feel very honored to be associated with Udoka, Elieza Aja, Chinedu Emmanuel, and of course, Mr. Chuk Seduga. These are people that have inspired me. And basically, I did a master's. I did an MBA in the University of East London. That was an online program. And I learned quite a lot, meeting people, exchanging views, and that's it. My journey with tech has been almost a lifelong thing. As far as I can remember, I actually fell in love with everything tech, and I remember the excitement when I started to take my first steps actually in tech. I went to a school that was somewhere in Lagos. I knew I was very excited, and with each class, I would go home, do the assignments. Sometimes I'll even go the extra mile, record my assignments or print my assignments, and the tutors were like, you don't have to do all this. But that was the kind of passion I actually had. I was in love with tech. And because of that, I wanted so much to be associated with the ever-evolving things in tech, you know. So each time I was always looking out for what's the new thing, what's the greatest thing, what's the next thing in tech, what can I learn, what can I improve in, because it's something you don't leave, because if you do that, it leaves you. Well, Nuvic is a project, has been a lifelong project. Actually, somebody very close to me, very dear to me. And while I was also growing up, thinking about all the senior citizens around me, I just thought to myself, they had different diets, they had different ailments, and I thought to myself, how can you help these people make things easier, you know? And I just thought to myself, why don't I learn and create an app, you know, that they'll just click, and for example, you know, things that have to do with cholesterol diets will pop up, and maybe things they can't eat will equally pop up, and then different menus of things they can eat that they can actually avail themselves of, you know. So that was basically what inspired Nuvic. And when I thought of starting Nuvic, I had to take the decision of, are you going to do fintech or health tech or ed tech, you know? And I settled for education because I thought, well, I'm not just going to restrict myself. I'm a very active person. So I thought, well, Nuvic should encompass many things. Yes, of course. Well, Nuvic, like I said, it's ed tech. And right now we're actually in the process of executing a summer program. Well, we basically termed it for kids and teens because, first of all, I thought, well, to also address the kids and the teenagers out there, like to orient them that tech is not just, beating the air and everything that comes, I want to learn, everything that comes, I want to know. There's a lot of hype now about AI and all of that. And I thought, well, let's just start with the basics, common things. Web development is very common now. Many people are going into it. And then I thought of, okay, let's put some graphics, Canva. Okay, let's touch on something coding, Scratch. They're all basic. Now, some of these kids may claim to know all that, but I can assure you we took time to craft the curriculum such that they'll be able to build on something they know already, So that's just the new project. Now, falling back to the initial project that is pushing Novik, that's the creation of the app. Now, the app is work in progress, and we're basically also working on that, working with creating an interactive and functional app that, like I said, can solve that problem of them not having to frequent the hospital, asking the doctors the same questions. What should I avoid? What should I put in my diet? Everything is just a click away. So those are all projects in the making. Well, the summer school starts. It will run through until September 12th, So basically, we hope to churn out projects every week and teach the children soft skills as well, presentation skills, and, things to do with teamwork, collaboration. We're going to have them in different teams. And so the whole idea is really for them to learn how to, have healthy competitions. So you see, this journey of mine with Novik is a whole load of snowballing of ideas. And yes, I'm not limiting it to just kids and teens. I have the senior citizens. I'm equally going to take on the adults. So at the end of the day, it's really open to everyone. So basically, that's what we do. EdTech as the umbrella and all this as subsidiaries under them. Summer courses, coaching one-on-one, corporate training, and all of that. One of the things I actually found challenging was getting loyal staff that will share your dreams, your ideas, people who would believe in you. I have a vision, I have a dream, and to dream is for everyone, but then it's for those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. This was what Eleanor Roosevelt said, that the future belongs to those who dream and who believe in the beauty of their dreams. I have a dream I believe in, and getting people to key into that dream has really been a difficult task because I'm a jovial person. I interact freely with people, and some misunderstand that for she's too slow, she's weak, she's not serious, she doesn't take things, she's not constantly energetic about things. So it's that has been a challenge for me. And working around that, I thought to myself, who is my main motivator? My main motivator is God. So each time I turn back and I say to him, I say, do you see what's going on? It's like they think it's not gonna work. But I know I have you. So each time I go back and I tell him, and I'm like, great motivator, are you there? Can you see? So my greatest challenge has really been getting loyal staff who would stay, communicate, say what the problems are, tackle it with me. But alas, some experiences I've had have not really been that way. The main thing I had was fear. Fear of the unknown. I was like, is it gonna work? How am I going to cope? How am I going to manage these people? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? You know, it was really basically fear. And then what did I do? I just turned to my great motivator and I'm like, are you there? Yes, I am. Do I hit it? And he says, shoot. You know, so for me, from being that fearful person, from being so scared about the unknown, I was like, you can do it. And I remember someone said once that the worst dreams are those that never come to light, those that are never lived. And the worst company is that which never started. And it's like, just start. Just start. Whatever you have, just start. And that was exactly what I did. And well, the fear is still there because it's like, tread carefully, but the confidence overrides that fear. Well, looking at that, what has really helped me so far, like I said, the fear of the unknown and then just starting. If I had known there was really nothing to be so afraid of, I'm sure I would have started a long time ago, because the interlude between when I got the company registered and when I finally actually began to operate, you know, with the company, there was a period, a prelude, an interlude, you know. So I would say that really is, if I had known there was really nothing to fear earlier than now, I think I would have just, I don't know, I can't see the future, but I believe it would have been something more than it is right now. No. Quitting, no. I can get quite stubborn, you know. You know, Aliyah sang, first you don't succeed, dust yourself up and try again. Well, if I don't get it this way, I try to re-strategize. I try to see what else, how else can I attack this? And I basically ask questions. I always ask questions. I don't care who I'm asking. I can ask my sister, I can ask my mother, I can ask friends, I can ask people that are experienced in the thing. For me, it's like, it just has to work. So I don't think of quitting, and I won't quit. I've had temptations about that though, because sometimes I do get tired and is this really worth the trouble? Is this really worth the stress? But you know, I just keep on and I'm like, thank you, great motivator. And then, yeah, I just keep moving. You know, I like to quote people like Whitney Houston sang, there could be miracles if you believe. I have a dream, and for me, that dream is an aspiration. Each time I wake up, I'm like, there's something I'm living for. I have competitors, and I know that. And I'm like, what are they doing now? Okay, this is what they're doing. I'll tell you a story. You know, the other day, I was in a meetup with friends. We had a meet and greet, and I knew I had printed my flyers for a project, you know, what is going to start tomorrow. And I'm like, I spoke about the project, and the following day on the platform, I saw flyers with similar things. And I'm like, oh, what? It didn't stop there. About 2 or 3 days later, another flyer. And I said, hey, calm down, just calm down. Remember, it's summer holidays and everybody is trying to get the kids. And I said, well, and remember, in Enugu, there are over 230 schools. So there is no way there isn't the market for everyone. Just do your job. So yes, I do have competition, but that also keeps me and my team on our toes. We always have to go back to the drawing board. We always have to go back and strategize. What do we have to do now? This is the focus we had for this week. Next week, we have to change this. We have to put in more ads, more online notice. Right now, we're working on our website. It's not fully done. It's halfway, but post on statuses, get people to do that. These Gen Zs are very fast. I mean, they do things like effortlessly. In fact, I keep thinking, I say, is it that God now creates children that from the womb, they already know how to operate devices, because anyone you give, they retweet, they resend on statuses, they like, they comment. So it's like, it's been a wonderful journey. So I won't lie to you, I really don't feel, or maybe I don't give it too much thought. I don't feel too much of the competition. I know it's there, and it did scare me sometimes, but it was like my great motivator helped me arrest the situation. And that's basically it. I try to stay on top of the game. When I see there's a challenge or there's something brooding, I attack it. Like my mother always taught me something. She said, when you're doing something, finish what you have at hand before you go on to the next thing. So when I see a threat or a challenge, I try to hit it and I move on. So that's basically what has kept me afloat. And I keep working with that. And I don't stop. I really don't stop. Oh, that has been a different ball game. It's a beautiful journey. I want to thank God because I have family and friends. They have been awesome. I haven't had the bumper, should I say, funding from investors now. We have it in mind. We're working on that. But what really accelerated us has been personal fundings and family and friends. And there are so many of them. Many want to pass on notice because I really would have mentioned them now. But my family has really been a great support. I mean, even as I speak now, it's like they're praying because I told them, you guys, I'm going for an interview. You know what that means? We're all in it together. And everyone was, even my sister called in and said, okay, you go on, we're with you and all of that. So, it's really been an amazing journey because I come from a very large family and I'm proud of it. We're 9 kids. I'm number 5. We lost a brother. So we're 8 now. But it's really been, for me, a very wonderful journey because I know in Africa, family means a lot. So, and I must say I'm one person that has benefited and is benefiting and is a beneficiary of a large family. And I say thank God for that and hello out there and thank you. It's something we have long learned, and I, for one, I value it greatly because really that is what has helped my brand to grow. The little it has grown, because I remember once someone called, he said, could you send me the soft copy of this flyer? And I did. And then he says, and I said, okay, the dates are not exactly the same. And he replies and he says, please, could you get your designer, your graphic designer to correct the dates? And I'm like, oh wow, thank you so much. You wouldn't believe, I felt so stupid really, because I was like, hell, you've thrown that flyer out into the public. It's been moving around with the wrong dates. It didn't even occur to you to correct it. And I was really super grateful for that, because anyone could have leveraged on that and competitors could have taken advantage of that to say, look, these people are not serious. They're advertising something that isn't even, taking place at this time. Because we always added something at the bottom. The dates are, why didn't we make the correction on the flyer? So it was like, we thanked that particular person so well. I thanked him. I was very appreciative. And he even gave us more suggestions. It's something we value a lot, really, because sometimes it gets under your skin. You're like, so what's wrong with that? Why are they complaining? But immediately, that's the first reaction. Immediately, it's like I tell myself, my dear, come on, do the needful. Just take that correction. I mean, it's human nature. I mean, anybody corrects you, you're like, why are you saying that? Are you perfect yourself? But I've learned to always, almost immediately, it's for your own good, it will make things better. And so I'm like, yeah, thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you. Criticism I only see it as helping us grow, helping us improve, putting us on the map. Because at the end of the day, what am I doing? I'm only there to serve anyway, to serve the public. I'm there for the public. And if they tell me, we don't like the color you're wearing now, we don't like this shade, then I go with the color they want. So long as it's not a sin, then I change, basically. So for me, negative criticism is just what we need anyway. Something I found really painful is to be misunderstood by people you actually thought resonated with you. You know, it's very hurtful. I guess it's an experience everybody has. I think it's even in the Bible. It's like, if it was someone else who hurt me, but you, my friend, you eat with me, you laugh with me, you play with me, you know, without saying anything. I mean, it's like somebody will tell me, Ijowa. It's something that you really can't explain. And I'm like, well, another sister of mine actually told me, she said, look, when things happen to you, it's like a boil on your foot. You know, boils collect the dirty part of things, and what do you do with them? You press them and let the pores out of your system. So basically, without calling names, what comes to my mind now is someone with whom I worked, whom I helped, acting funny. I mean, I can't explain it. So it's really an experience that if anyone had told me that this would happen, I don't know. I don't think I would have believed it then. But then it has happened. So what do? Life moves on. We continue, and basically that's it. I believe I could mention two things here. Resilience, that's being doggedness, stubborn, and then focus. If you're not focused, you'll very easily derail. If you don't have a goal, I wouldn't know what other successful founders have, but for me, I believe that for some of them, if not most of them, they're quite focused. They know what they want. They know what is moving them, what has started them, and they just go for it. And that's basically it, you know. So then resilience. Okay, the problems come and they hit it down. You know, it's like all this gaming. You just keep moving over the obstacles, keep moving and scaling over, retreat, re-strategize again, try, move, check, what have I done wrong? Let's correct ourselves and keep moving. But living for the people, you know, whatever product or brand you're promoting, you're trying to solve, either you're trying to solve a necessity or you're trying to contribute to society, whatever it is that the successful brands have been able to achieve, they've always had a focus and strategy. So I believe in those two, being dogged, stubborn. I think that is really basically what has helped. First of all, fear was my first challenge. I would just start, go with my great motivator, try to get the right people around me. How will I do that? Looking around. It's like in a class. You know, when you're in a class, maybe a class of, let me just say, 50. Out of that 50, you have different talents and celebrities that are going to come out in the future. You're going to have the street sweeper who is perfect in his or her job, the nurse, the doctor, the lawyer, the lab scientist, the orator, the janitor, the journalist. the social media person, etc. I think I love tech. I don't think it. I know I love tech. So I'll do tech all over again. With the strategies I have right now, I'm sure I would start differently, strategize. Like I said, get the right people around me and move with them. Have your dreams, follow your dreams, and never give up. Don't ever give up. Many doors will be closed in your face. Never take no for an answer. A father of mine told me that. Never take no for an answer. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. And it's like this thing of don't look at the clock. That's Sam Stevenson. Don't look at the clock. Just do what it does. Keep going until you achieve your goal.